Guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. Last time we explored the entirety of this floating continent. In some translations, and I believe even in the Ultimania, it's called the Enchanted Continent. Not sure why it got called the Floating Continent, other than the obvious, but not sure why they changed the name. Either way, this is the one enemy that I hadn't run into yet as of the end of the last episode. This guy is the Wiry Dragon. There's nothing particularly special about these guys. They're level 26, they have auto float and auto safe, and they do use Cyclonic, which is an attack that we have access to with Gaw, and, well, it kinda sucks. You can steal Dragon Boots from them. It's a common steal if the game will let me steal them. The game will not let me see them, so that's fine. So just throw whatever at them. It's not super important. If they're not using Cyclonic, you really don't have too much to worry about. But yeah, at the tail end of the last episode, or well, right after I stopped recording, I ran into 3 enemies in a row. Ran into a dragon, and I stole a Genji Glove. Then I ran into a Behemoth, and I stole running shoes. Then I run into 2 ninjas, and they dropped the frickin' ninja star. All the things I was trying to get up until now and wasn't able to get, and, well, I got it. I will also note, because I didn't get them all 100% quote-unquote legit, still can't steal. Why are we having so many troubles trying to steal in this game? Well, this kind of leads into what I was about to say there. So the steal rate in this game is trash, and there is a way around that. So, we're going to save state, we're going to steal, or he's going to kill it. Never mind, I guess I can't demonstrate it. Basically, the idea here is the RNG that determines whether or not you steal is determined upon the act itself. So if you save state, steal, and reload over and over and over again, you can eventually get all of the items that you're looking for, even if they're rare steals, as long as I think Locke's level is high enough in order to get it at all. But yeah, that is something you can do. I did that with the Genji Glove because I kept getting potions and I really wanted to be able to get one to show. Apparently it works with after battle drops as well, but the other 2 I was actually able to get relatively legit. So yeah, it's actually really interesting. Let's scroll down here. Yeah, so I have 3 Genji Gloves now, and I got the Ninja Star as well. I think I got 2 from that fight instead of just the 1 I needed, but regardless, we got that all set up. Let's pop in here. And, well, here's again our option to drop to the airship. Not gonna return at this point. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just walking now because, hello! The Atma Weapon, or rather the Ultimate Weapon. Pure energy, as ancient as the cosmos. Feeble creatures, die. Okay, there are a few ways of dealing with this guy. This is the ultimate weapon. He is no pushover, probably the strongest enemy we have yet encountered. There are a few ways of dealing with this guy, and I'm going to show you the most fun way. Banish. I've told you about this trick. We've demonstrated it in Tangier. Now, not all bosses will be susceptible to the Vanish status, but if they are, and you can get it on them, all you have to do is cast Doom, and he's gone. The second way of dealing with this is if you've brought in a lot of mages, which I have not. Then you can actually rasp him to death, or Osmos, either one would work. The idea here is that there are certain enemies, and I've already talked about one of them, that can be defeated by reducing their MP to 0. So if you continue to rasp him, he will eventually die. He has 5,000 MP. He has 24,000 HP, but we can deal a lot more HP damage than we can MP. While I'm at it, Apocryphos, Brain Pan, Misfit, and 2 new enemies that we will encounter after this can all be MP killed in this area. Okay, just loaded up my save state so I could show those things to you, and now we're going to go over my setup. We have Hawkeye on, Gaia Gears on everyone, and Wall Rings on everyone. Very important, Hawkeye's good. I believe Atma Weapon has Auto Float. He does. He's also level 37, which is much higher than anything we've dealt with up until now. He's also got more HP than anyone we've met up until now, save for in Tangier. He's also probably the hardest boss we've faced thus far. So I'm all ready to finally go after this guy, save for one aspect. We are going to actually make use of casting some espers. I know, it's a strange concept. Phantom isn't really all that recommended. Atma Weapon uses a lot of spells. Kieran gives us regen. Zone Seek, which I already have on somebody, gives me shell. Golem gives me physical protection. And finally, Unicorn is a good idea as well. And the reason for that is it casts a remedy on the party, meaning I will be able to heal status effects, and that might be important. So we've already gone over his HP and all that. He's not weak to anything, and you can potentially steal a ribbon from this guy. It is a rare ribbon, but you can, if you're lucky, steal a ribbon. Alright, we're going to set up Golem. Steal. Going to set up Zone Seek for shell. We have wall rings to reflect as many things as possible. If you don't get lucky enough to get the ribbon, you get an elixir. I'll take it. No elemental weakness, so you're stuck throwing shurikens. And dance here, there's 2 good options. Water Rondo has basically each of these gives, I think, 4 different abilities, 4 or 6 that Mog can use. The 2 most likely things that he does in Water Rondo are 2 attacks that will actually hit him, but he may stumble and not get there at the start. Earth Blues he's guaranteed to be able to use, but one of the 2 most common things he'll do to attack is Cyclonic or Sonic Boom. It looks like Cyclonic, but he won't take any damage from that because he is protected against instant death, even though we showed that that doesn't really matter too much when you're under Vanish. I'm going to go with Earth Blues. I already did that. I didn't need to do that. I wanted to set up Kieran. That was unfortunate. And so you don't have anything. So yeah, he's going to cast Flare. And the opening stage of this fight, he casts nothing but Flare, his normal attack, and uses Blaze. If you rasp him to death, you won't have to worry about him doing anything else because he'll never lower his HP enough to change his AI script. Eventually, he will use something called Mind Blast. That's gonna suck. Your best source of damage is either Aqua Rake or Step Mine, depending on how many steps you've taken. Step Mine, unfortunately, is going to eat through a lot of MP. And he's got Auto Float, so Hawkeye does double damage, which is nice. Or no, it does 4 times damage, I think. It does a lot of damage anyway. I think it's only a 50-50% chance that it does that additional damage. But anyway, he's got a lot of HP. Go Mog. Mog's kicking ass today. Alright, so we're going to go up here to Aqua Rake. Once you've lowered him down to about half of his HP, he starts doing that. Now, he can cast Meteor, and Meteor does a lot of damage. There's Sonic Boom. Unfortunately, that's not going to do anything. I have two ways of getting around the reflect status that I have on in regards to healing. One is Mog, the other is Whirlwind, which will heal everyone equal to the amount of HP that Strago currently has. So yeah, his attack pattern at this point will be Bio, Quake, and Meteor. The reason for the Gaia Gears is to get rid of, or to, be healed by Quake. Now he's got even less HP. He can use White Wind, which is like Whirlwind, which hurts. And this isn't going to do all that much at this point, so I'm kind of relying on Mog. I should have healed Strago with the potion first, but I didn't, because I'm dumb. Alright. Get another potion on him so that I can get some more healing. It doesn't matter, he's gone. Now, he didn't use Mind Blast. It attacks 4 random targets and inflicts a random status effect on each of those times. So he can gang up and hit the same one all at once, or he can spread it out across all the party members. It's random. So you want to be kind of careful about that. He never did this, but after he does Mind Blast, he has an ability where he'll buff. I think he uses Safe, Shell, and Haste. And then he'll charge up for Flare Star, a fire elemental attack that does damage equal to... He'll pick one of your character's levels at random, multiply that number by 80, and equal the damage. So it's about 500 damage of fire elemental damage on all party members. He has to charge up for it, so it takes him a little bit, but we never get to see that. He also has a third of the chance, a 33% chance of countering with Flare. So yeah, the other thing I could have done in this fight is I could have cast Slow on him. I just didn't get around to it. We got another elixir for defeating him. Sold my skills to the Empire. I have no right to fight together with you. What? Excuse you? I should probably heal. Okay, we're back. And Shadow has run away once again. Sad to say, Shadow ran away with all his gear. But don't be too worried about that. You'll see. Oh yeah, I want to give you, instead of the sneak ring, we want to give you sprint shoes. Definitely want those. Oh, I guess we didn't need them. Now, if you brought Celeste with you, she would obviously be here. But if you didn't bring her, you would have 3 characters in addition to Celeste. It's one of the reasons why I didn't bring her. Plus, we've seen a lot of showtime with her already. Got a score to settle with the Empire, huh? Just in time to perish. What's power? Oh crap. Well, there goes my party. Celeste, it's all on you. You alone are special. You and Kefka were given life to serve me. It is your birthright to rule the world with me. If you look over at the other translation, why don't I give you and Kefka the task of creating progeny to populate my new Magitech Empire? He wants them to create offspring. Kill the others and we'll overlook your treachery. Take this sword. Take care of them. immediately. Together, we can rule the entire world. Power only breeds war. Wish I'd never been born. Ouch. That's it? Blood? You vicious brat. And we get one of Kefka's most famous lines. I hate you! In Japanese, this is a word called... You gonna let me highlight the whole thing? Yeah. Chikusho. And in the translation section that I've been looking at here, it's basically listed about 20 different translations that you could take this as in terms of what it could mean. Anything from damn to flat out profanity, swear words, goddamn this, whatever, all these different things. It can mean so many different things. And the Super Nintendo translation goes completely corny and goes, I just absolutely hate you. In the Game Boy Advance translation, they go a slightly different route. I'm not sure why they didn't keep it, considering they've kept a lot of the other really cool translations from the Super Nintendo version, but they basically try and make it more logical and like something someone would actually say. You really are a stupid, vicious, arrogant, whiny, pampered, backstabbing, worthless little brat. And the fan translation translates the whole thing to bitch. And I don't know what the hell Google Translate's doing here, but better left unsaid. There's also one thing of note around here in addition regarding Kefka. Kefka uses language in an interesting way. And the way that he uses it, can I highlight that kanji? That's not the kanji I was looking for. That is also not the kanji I was looking for. Okay, scrub it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find what I was looking for. Anyway, the idea here is that Kefka, in Japanese, there are many different words to refer to yourself in the first person, as in, I. In the Japanese version of this game, Kefka is all over the map with this. Early on when we saw him and he was the official, liaison from, the Empire, he was being very formal, using the formal watashi. It's slightly more feminine, more, it's kind of like a generally used one. It's weird because I hear explanations say that it's generally used and I hear other explanations saying it's almost exclusively female. I think it's more of like the business side of things, but I'm not 100% sure. Basically, it's a more formal kind of approach to things. I already talked about it before with regards to Ultros and Rem, but they use what's called Ore-sama, which basically just refers to yourself as a very high, I the great, whatever. He does that a lot when he's going on tirades. Now, when he's talking about power and destruction and all this other stuff here, he's actually slipping into more childlike pronouns, such as boku and bokuchi. And I understand basically how to read hiragana and katakana and a handful of kanji, but I don't know how to read any of this. This was all stuff that I pulled out of a kind of an overview of the guy who created the Wonder Bar in the first place. You know, he went through the whole game himself and kind of talked about bits and pieces. There's a write-up. The link that I've provided in the description of the entire Let's Play to download the Wonder Bar has access to this site as well. It's Legends of Localization. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, you know, if you're interested in like learning little bits about how that stuff works, that's where you'll want to go. Why would you get in the way? Does he use it here? There we go. So yeah, here he's reverted back to boku, which is a male-only pronoun, more often used, I would presume, by kids, based on how this was explained to me. But yeah, he's started to kind of have this childlike glee about the idea of, you know, power, curses, destruction, whatever. And I'm not sure how he's able to stand in the middle of what we're assuming is the forces of all three of these powerful statues. Revive those statues and you'll destroy the very world we're trying to possess. There's no value in that. Kefka isn't having any of this. Yes, Kefka is nuts. If you haven't been able to tell by now, he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Don't disturb me. Showing them the meaning of power. Your days are now over. Uh-oh. Oh? And how are you going to do that? He's just basically a laughing fool at this point. You'll go to sleep laughing. Fire 3. Okay, you have some powerful spells. What do you mean, no? Flare? Those flare spells from Ultima Weapon would have done like 500 to 600 damage to us if we weren't protected from them. That's why I had Reflect up to protect against those. Why isn't my magic working? Merton, mistranslation or a shortened version of Meltdown. It's not only Final Fantasy VIII that had that spell, it was actually used a few games before. How are you neutralizing all of those powerful spells? How? Simple. I'm standing within the field of the statues. Their strong field absorbs all magic sent their way. Well, shit. Yeah, basically he just used a really big loophole and go, by the way, yeah, you're screwed now because all that stuff you tried to do, not going to work because I'm in, you know, this ultimate protective field. Shown me a sign. It's time you show this old man your true power. Don't do something stupid. Has he done anything but something stupid all game long? The answer is no. Whoa. You got them both. Oh boy. You're way off. Where are you aiming? More to the right. From his perspective, it would be to the right, even though on the screen it's to the left. Run, run, or you'll be well done. Yeah, it's also one of Kefka's most famous lines. It's a beauty. I absolutely love the rhyming of it and just the musical nature of it. He's talking about somebody dying and being burnt alive, and all he can do is sing it. Poor old... Oh well. What a worthless excuse of an emperor. Well, this is one of those stories The true bad guy isn't the Emperor himself, it's his right-hand man who's far more crazy than he is. There'll be no one to worship us. And he's gone. Snap out of it. No, I think the Game Boy Advance and even the fan translation, hell, even Google makes more sense here, even though all the names are off. But snap out of it. I don't think he's going to snap out of anything. He's always been this crazy. Ow. Now, if you remember information we got before, if the statues are in perfect balance, and the reason they're in perfect balance is so that their power will always be focused and canceled out by the other ones, because these were these three all-powerful goddesses. You mustn't disturb the balance. Their power will run wild or go haywire. Yo, it's Shadow! Oh, I guess he is gonna help us after all. There are people counting on you. Go! And we're gone. Don't worry about me. Run. I can't stop this chain reaction. I'll see you again. Count on it.
You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
Yeah, I always hear him saying it in that kind of insane voice. Even up until this day, Crystal Daniel Barnes, the guy who voiced Spider-Man in that series, is my favorite rendition of the character. There have been a lot of really good ones, but that one, for probably the same reason I love old school retro games a lot, is just the nostalgia of it just clicks so much with me. Shadow, get out of here on the double. All right, we're given 6 minutes. Now, all the stuff that Shadow had on him has been removed. Gaia gear. We want to give you a hero ring, that's fine, and a wall ring. And you need to level. No, you don't. All right, let's go. Whoa! Run! All right, we have Naughty. Now, naughty enemies are interesting. I'm just going to cast a spell and then talk. Let's see here. Rasp. And you're going to do the same thing. And you don't have to do anything, and you can steal whatever. This guy can also be rasped to death. I think he has about 200 MP, so unfortunately I'm just a little shy of what I need in order to kill him quickly. Level 24, weak to Firebolt and Pearl, absorbs ice, nulls poison, wind, water, earth, has auto float and auto safe. I don't know why he has so many things, but he does. But yeah, you can just nuke his MP, and that's the fastest way I've seen of taking him down, because you can do it pretty quickly. And let's rasp you to death. Now, you want to keep your wall rings on going through here, because this guy can cast a number of spells, which we don't want to deal with. And yeah, he can cast Mute. Interestingly enough, this is not the Mute spell. It cannot be protected against with ribbons. It cannot be absorbed through Runic. It is a special skill that only Naughty has. And that was One Step video game. You suck. All right, let's see if Strago can one-shot him with Rasp. Sometimes the magic power of other characters is a little higher. If you start running low on MP, you can use Osmos as well. So that should be enough to kill him. So I want Strago to go first. He has more. Alright, we gotta run! Yeah, these guys aren't all that difficult, but they're basically just around to waste your time. Alright, do these guys even give experience? No, they give nothing. Alright. No, we don't want to go that way. We want to... Oh. Whoa. Okay, I was wrong. I'm getting my order mixed up here. Alright, now this guy can use Cold Dust, which kinda sucks. It is the first instance of the freeze status. You can use the fire spell to remove it if you need to, but just kind of be very careful around that. You just want to cast Rasp and end him. Alright, so we want to go this way. We don't want to go right here. We want to go down. Otherwise, we'll never be able to get that chest. Alright, Rasp him one more time. Yeah, there's a lot to go over at this point in the game. It took me a lot of time writing notes in order to get everything in order for this. And wow, the encounter rate hates me. Come on, go to Strago's turn. It's unfortunate that Celeste just doesn't have the magic power yet. Even though she does have a hero ring on. Yeah, that hero ring, I had that on Shadow, and I didn't have access to it right when he left. Now we can go up here. Get an elixir. It's nice. And this guy, Narapa. Narapa is an interesting one. He will start off the fight. I pressed... What? Select it, please. I have way too many items. Holy balls. I should have removed them in menu. He's going to start with Condemned on all of our party members, which is incredibly... Why? Oh, come on, I can't... Okay, she already doesn't have the weapon. I don't know why that's doing that. Oh, it moved it to the other section there. So yeah, we already have a timer on this whole fight. And he's only got, like, I think 26 or 2400 HP, so we need to kill him. I should have done this in the menu. This would have been so much faster. But after you've attacked him, it's like 6 or 8 times with a physical attack. Then he will use another blue magic spell that we've already learned. But this is the easier way of doing it. Alright, so where is he? Level 26, weak to Ice, Bolt, Pearl, absorbs fire, nulls poison, wind, water, earth. Use it, please. Okay, yeah, roulette. There we go. Alright, so let's finish things off. Oh, come on, really? Actually, no, he has the spell. Alright, I'm not gonna have enough time. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm actually gonna run out of time on... Oh, he has auto-reflect, I forgot. Well... Everything went bad on that attempt. I am going to go back to just before that fight and unequip my weapons ahead of time because that's the only reason I failed that. Okay, we're back. So, I removed the weapons anyway just to show you that you can do all of this at the same time. I don't think you can steal anything from this guy. Not that that really matters all that much in this case. Can you steal anything from him? No, you can't. Okay, whatever. But yeah, he's going to put a timer on us, even though we already have a timer on us. And then I think it's, what, 8 attacks, or... Something like that. Is it 8? What number is it? Yeah, 6 fight commands. Anyway. Yeah, so there's roulette. He can actually kill himself with this. But that doesn't mean he will. He is susceptible to instant death if you want, so we're going to do that. Actually, I should have single targeted it because I don't think that's going to do much more damage, and it takes longer. So yeah, he's weak to ice. He's dead. There we go. So yeah, it's definitely doable. Condemned is the enemy skill you get at the start. I really don't need this video game. You can stop at any time. Strago, do rasp. Yeah, it's a tight timer if you're trying to get all the things as you do this, but it should still be doable. It's very close though. Airships below. We'll be fine. We just got a game over, right? You have to wait, not in the menu, till there are 4 seconds left, or 5, or whatever it is. Otherwise, Shadow dies, and you'll never see him again. The only way to keep Shadow alive is to wait for him. He said that he'll be able to catch up. I'll be blown to bits before I can collect my pay. But yeah, if you don't do that, you lose Shadow. One of the rare times in this game where they flat out just go, oh, by the way, character just dies. This whole sequence reminds me a lot of the destruction of Zeal in Chrono Trigger. Oh, I'm not. Oh, crap. Well, I know we're video game characters and we typically survive massive heights. But I have a feeling we lost that one. On that day, the world was changed forever. The other translation, the fan translation, shows that the world was torn asunder. And with that, we end Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. That's all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.